Hello, hello. Welcome back, friends, to another exciting episode of our grand adventure featuring our remarkable celebrity crew. It's great to have you all here once again, and I'm sure you're eager to find out what awaits our heroes in the mysterious Dep'Moth Forest. But first, let's quickly recap the story so far. Our valiant party, composed of Grogar Thunderfist, the Orc Barbarian, Alaric Brightstaff, the Human Sorcerer, Elendil Starwhisper, the Elf Cleric, and Lilibet Swiftfoot, the Halfling Rogue, were brought together by the enigmatic wizard Reynard Silverwind, whom you'll recall had a striking resemblance to Ryan Reynolds. Reynard tasked our heroes with a daring mission to retrieve the Orb of Luminescence from the fearsome dragon Vermithrax. In order to do so, they must first seek the help of a ranger named Smithwill Striker, who is said to know the way to Vermithrax's hidden lair. After receiving a map of the perilous Dep'Moth Forest, a pouch containing 80 gold pieces, and a magical messaging stone from Reynard, our heroes decided to rest for the night at the Chipped Tankard Tavern. Unbeknownst to the others, Lilibet, ever the cunning rogue, snuck downstairs and managed to acquire some valuable items, including 5 platinum pieces, a small diamond, a mysterious bottle with an unknown liquid, and a debt note. Now, as a new day dawns, our heroes prepare to venture into the bustling town to stock up on supplies before embarking on their journey into the dangerous Dep'Moth Forest in search of the elusive ranger, Smithwill Striker. What challenges, surprises, and hidden secrets await them? Only time will tell. So without further ado, let's dive back into the world of Dungeons & Dragons and join our celebrity adventurers as they continue their thrilling quest for the Orb of Luminescence. Are you ready, my friends?
Hello, everyone. Grogar Thunderfist is ready to face any challenge that comes his way. Let's do this.
Hey there. Alaric Brightstaff is eager to explore the arcane mysteries that lie ahead. Count me in.
Greetings to you all. Lilibet Swiftfoot stands prepared to embark on this grand adventure. I am most certainly ready.
Hello, lovely people. Elendil Starwhisper is excited to spread some celestial magic and take on whatever awaits us. Now I believe we should make our way to a shop to gather some supplies before venturing forth into the wilds of Dep'Moth Forest. What say you, my fellow adventurers?
Great to hear that you're all ready and raring to go. Now, before you set off for Dep'Moth Forest, let's discuss the supplies and equipment you might need for your journey. Remember, Reynard left you with a pouch containing 80 gold pieces to help you stock up, and Queenie's got it tucked away safely. So, what sort of items are you looking for? Potions, rations, arrows? Let's hear your thoughts, adventurers.
Well, I think Grogar could use a healing potion, just in case things get a bit rough out there. And maybe a few more javelins, too. I've got 18 gold pieces of my own, so I might be able to cover that. So, let's say 1 healing potion and 4 javelins.
Alaric's always in need of some more spell components for his magical arsenal. I've got 2 platinum pieces and 31 gold pieces, so I think I can manage. Perhaps we could also consider grabbing a scroll or 2 to enhance our magical abilities, but I'm not sure how much they'd cost.
Lilibet could do with some more ammunition for her trusty shortbow. A quiver of arrows should suffice. In addition, perhaps we should acquire some rations and a couple of healing potions for the journey. As for Reynard's gold, I'll have a look and see what we can afford.
Elendil could certainly benefit from a healing potion, and maybe even a potion of greater healing if we can afford it. I'd also like to replenish my healer's kit. I have 30 gold pieces to contribute to our shopping spree. So, let's say 1 healing potion and a healer's kit for Elendil.
All right, so let me summarize what you all want to purchase. Grogar, 1 healing potion, 50 gold pieces, and 4 javelins, 20 gold pieces. Total, 70 gold pieces. Alaric, spell components, let's say around 20 gold pieces. Total, 20 gold pieces. Lilibet, 1 quiver of arrows, 1 gold piece. Total, 1 gold piece. Elendil, 1 healing potion, 50 gold pieces, and a healer's kit, 5 gold pieces. Total, 55 gold pieces. That brings the grand total to 146 gold pieces. Considering what you've shared, you have 18 gold pieces from Grogar, 2 platinum pieces worth 20 gold pieces, and 31 gold pieces from Alaric, and 30 gold pieces from Elendil. That's a total of 99 gold pieces, plus you have the 80 gold pieces from Reynard. So you've got 179 gold pieces in total if you pool your money. It looks like you should have enough to cover everything. What do you think?
That sounds about right. Now, do any of you know of a good shop in the area where we can acquire these items?
Yes, you would all be aware of a well-stocked store called Faithful Goods in the vicinity. It's owned and managed by a man named Giorgio Moroder, who is quite a character. The shop is about 3 blocks from the Chipped Tankard, located on a bustling street filled with various merchants and vendors. You'll find a large wooden sign hanging above the entrance depicting a golden chalice on a blue shield. It's known for its variety of adventuring supplies and reasonably fair prices. You should be able to find everything you need there.
That sounds like the perfect place for us to get everything we need. Let's head over there and stock up before we set out on our journey to Dep'Moth Forest.
With your food and lodging expenses already taken care of by Reynard's generous payment, you gather your belongings and bid farewell to the tavern keeper. She appears somewhat distracted and irritated, perhaps due to some unknown issue. Yes, I'm looking at you, Queenie. But she still manages to be friendly enough to send you off with a packed ration of cheese, bread, ham, and grapes for each of you. You can't help but appreciate her hospitality as you make your way through the bustling town towards Faithful Goods. The journey takes you about 3 blocks from the Chipped Tankard. The streets are still quiet at this time of the morning, and you arrive without any incidents. The shop stands before you, its sign swinging gently in the breeze, welcoming adventurers and townsfolk alike to peruse its wares.
Might it be easier if we pool our money together, my friends? That way, we can buy everything we need without worrying about individual budgets. I realize I don't have as much to contribute, but if we're going to be a team going forward, perhaps this will make things easier.
I'll hold on to the funds for the party, if everyone is okay with that. As a rogue, I'm quite adept at keeping a close eye on valuables. Who knows? Perhaps you'll find it grows with interest as I meet new people along our adventures.
As much as I hate to say it, I must admit I'm a bit suspicious of Lilibet's motives. May I roll an insight check?
Of course, Harold. Go ahead and roll for insight. And Lilibet, why don't you roll a deception check? That's a D20 plus any modifiers you each have.
All right, I've rolled an 18, and with my +3 modifier, that gives me a total of 21.
Very well, I've rolled a 16, and with my +8 modifier for deception, my total is 24.
Ah, interesting. Those were both excellent rolls. Harold, based on your insight check, Lilibet seems genuinely interested in being helpful. You don't detect any ulterior motives behind her offer, and you shrug of your doubts. Queenie, you'll be responsible for taking care of the payments and managing the money. For simplicity, we won't worry about encumbrance. Please adjust your character sheet to add 99 gold pieces, in addition to the 80 gold pieces you already had from Reynard. The rest of you should make the changes in your own character sheets. If you have any silver or copper pieces, just hang on to those, I think. Okay, then. As you enter the shop, you notice the neatly organized shelves filled with various potions, spell components, travel gear, and even a few rare items tucked away in the corners. The atmosphere is warm and inviting, with the scent of herbs and leather wafting through the air. Behind the counter, you see a charismatic shopkeeper who bears a striking resemblance to our own world's George Michael. He's just finishing a transaction with a pair of dour-looking dwarves, exchanging pleasantries before they take their leave and push past you to the door, shutting it behind as they leave. The shopkeeper, Giorgio Moroder, flashes you all a charming smile as he notices your arrival. "Welcome to Faithful Goods, where every little whisper is catered to," he says with a wink. "How can I help you fine adventurers today? Are you looking for something specific, or would you like to take your time and browse our selection? I'm never going to let you down when it comes to finding the right item for your needs."
Haha, Quentin, I love your choice of storekeeper. Giorgio Moroder based on George Michael is fantastic. Okay, Elendil approaches Giorgio. "Thank you for your warm welcome, Giorgio. We've come to purchase some supplies for our upcoming adventure." I then list off the items we discussed previously.
Giorgio jots down the items as you list them, and then looks up from his notepad. "Give me a moment and I'll gather them up for you. Remember, I'll be your father figure while you're here in my shop, so don't hesitate to ask if you need any help or advice." He quickly moves from shelf to shelf, collecting the items and placing them on the counter. Everything seems to be in order. "Will there be anything else?" he asks you. "That will set you back 146 gold pieces so far."
Giorgio, I was wondering if you might have any spell scrolls available for purchase. And if so, how much would they cost?
Alaric, you've got quite an eye for magic. I do have a few spell scrolls in stock. Let me see. He rummages through a drawer and pulls out 3 scrolls. Here are 2 first-level spell scrolls and 1 second-level spell scroll. The first-level scrolls are for the spells Cure Wounds and Featherfall, and the second-level scroll is for invisibility. The first level scrolls will cost you 50 gold pieces each, and the second level scroll is priced at 150 gold pieces. Careless whispers have it that these scrolls are of excellent quality. Giorgio grins, waiting for Alaric's decision.
I can already cast Feather Fall, so I'll pass on that one. Lilibet, how much gold do we have left?
We have about 100 gold pieces left.
I can cast Cure Wounds already, but it might be a good idea to have another healing potion on hand in case I run out of spells.
That's a good point, Elendil. Giorgio, we would like to purchase another healing potion, please.
Of course, my friend. That will be 50 gold pieces for the healing potion. I'll be right back with it. Giorgio turns around and grabs a potion from a nearby shelf, handing it over to Alaric. Here you go, one healing potion for you. Remember, it's important to have faith in the healing process.
DM, while Giorgio is helping Alaric, I'd like to take a look around the shelves to see if there are any interesting items.
Sure, Lilibet. Roll an investigation check for me, please.
I rolled a 3 plus my modifier of 1 for a total of 4.
With a 4, you don't find anything particularly extraordinary. You do notice a few mundane items you'd expect to find in this kind of store, such as rope, torches, and rations. Nothing really catches your eye. Is there anything else you folks would like to purchase or ask about before you leave?
Yes, I do. Giorgio, do you know anything about Dep'Moth Forest? We're planning to head that way.
Yes, Dep'Moth Forest. It's about a 2-day ride to the northeast of the city, past the Huntington farmlands. I've heard a couple of rumors about the forest, though I'm not sure how much truth there is to them. Some say that the forest is home to strange, magical creatures, while others claim that it's haunted by the spirits of the restless dead. It's hard to say for sure, but do take care on your journey.
Thank you, Giorgio. Okay, DM, I think we're ready to set off now.
Agreed. Grogar is keen to feel the wind upon his face and the earth below his feet. I do not like being in the city. The call of adventure summons us. Onwards.
All right, you've got everything you need and have settled up with Giorgio. He wishes you all a fond farewell as you leave his shop. You make your way through the top part of the merchant district and pass through a middle-class residential area. As you approach the north gate, you see a few city guards watching over the comings and goings of people. It's about a 10-minute walk to get there. Once you pass through the gate, the road ahead of you leads towards some gentle hills. The sun is high in the sky, indicating that it's about 11 a.m. The day is shaping up to be quite hot, so be prepared for that. Now that you've left the city, your journey towards Dep'Moth Forest begins.
I wonder, can you tell us what sort of traffic is on the road heading into and out of the city?
There are a few guards looking through packed carts lined up and waiting to enter. There are a few people trying to sell food to the traveling merchants. Pies and some dried fruits mainly. A beggar sits to the side against the city wall, asleep, with an empty tin cup at his side. There are also a few carts heading out of the city in the direction you're going. It's not too busy, but there's some traffic on the road.
I'd like to ask one of the cart drivers if we can hitch a ride with them. That should make this trip a little more enjoyable.
You select a cart that has enough room for your party. A rotund halfling merchant sits under a small canopy in the driver's seat and watches you with a wary eye as you approach. All right, go ahead and roll a persuasion check.
A fellow halfling. I flash him my best smile as I inquire about a lift for me and my friends. I rolled a 2, and with my +5 modifier, that's a total of 7.
The cart driver looks you up and down, sizing you up. He grumbles, mopping his brow with a wet cloth, and says, I ain't taking any freeloaders, but you can ride for 10 gold pieces.
I see. Well, thank you anyway. I turn back to the party. We don't have enough money to be spending it so freely.
Can I try to negotiate with the driver?
Sure, go ahead and roll a persuasion check for me.
I walk over and introduce myself, sure that another man of culture will see value in our shared company for a few miles. Bah! I rolled a 3, and with my +4 modifier, that's also a total of 7.
The cart driver listens to your attempt to negotiate, but he remains unmoved. I relish these moments of quiet contemplation between haggling with city officials and fellow merchants, and the non-stop chirping from my lovely wife. No, good sir, I do not need conversation. He shakes his head, reiterating the price, and then starts to move on without you.
Well, we tried. I guess we'll have to walk. At least the weather is good.
All right, my friends, as the day wears on, you all find yourself treading along the dusty road, passing through the beautiful countryside with rolling hills on either side. You consume part of your rations each, savoring the cheese, bread, ham, and grapes the tavern keeper had provided you with this morning. As you walk, several carts pass you by, heading towards the city. Their drivers greet you with weary waves as they pass by. The landscape around you comes alive with a variety of local wildlife, such as rabbits darting through the tall grass, squirrels playfully chasing one another through the branches of the trees that line the road, and a flock of colorful songbirds serenading you from the treetops as you pass. The setting sun paints the sky in warm hues of orange and purple, signaling that dusk is approaching. As the day turns to evening, you find a suitable place to set up camp for the night, nestled in a small clearing near a babbling brook. The soft sound of the water is soothing, and the air is filled with the sweet scent of wildflowers. So, my fellow adventurers, do any of you wish to keep watch during the night? And if so, what will the watch order be? Just to make sure no unwanted visitors sneak up on you while you're catching some much-needed Z's.
I'll take the first watch, friends. My orcish eyes are well suited for the dark, and I'll make sure no danger creeps up on us while you rest.
I appreciate that, Grogar. I'll take the next watch then. The stars and the moon will guide me through the night, and I shall keep a vigilant eye on our surroundings.
Well, I'm a bit of a night owl myself, so I'll take the watch after Elendil. Harold, do you want to join me? We can keep each other company while the others get some sleep.
Sounds like a plan, Lilibet. Alaric is no stranger to late-night studies, so staying up to keep watch with you should be no problem. We'll ensure the safety of our friends as they slumber, and be ready to face whatever tomorrow brings.
All right, as you all gather around the small fire, the soothing sound of the nearby brook filling the air, it's time to see how attentive you are during your respective watches. I'd like each of you to make a perception check for me.
I rolled a 12, and my perception modifier is +3, so that's a total of 15 for Grogar.
I rolled an 8, and my perception modifier is +7, giving me a total of 15. Not too bad.
Lilibet rolled a 17, however I have a 0 perception modifier, so that makes it a 17 total.
Better than me, I also have a 0 modifier and rolled a 10. Good thing we doubled up.
During your respective watches, Grogar and Elendil, you notice the typical sounds of the night. Insects buzzing and the rustling of small animals in the underbrush, but nothing out of the ordinary. Lilibet and Alaric, during your shared watch, you both spot a few fireflies dancing around the clearing, their soft glow providing a magical ambiance to the night. Overall, it seems that the evening passes without any significant events or threats. As you all pack up the campsite, making sure to leave no trace behind, you each take a moment to freshen up by the brook, refilling your water skins and preparing for the day ahead. With the sun just beginning to rise, casting a warm glow across the landscape, Elendil spots a small caravan of 3 or 4 wagons approaching from behind you, heading in the same direction.
Oh, splendid. Perhaps we could try our luck once more and see if we can hitch a ride with this caravan. It would certainly make our journey a bit easier.
Aye, it's worth a shot.
Well, we can only hope they're more receptive than the last fellow.
Indeed, Lilibet, would you like to give it another try?
Certainly, I'll give it my best.
The caravan approaches, led by a muscular female half-orc sitting confidently in the wagon seat. Her dark eyes sparkle with a hint of mischief, and she waves jovially at the party as they draw near. A human companion sits next to her, his arms down and somewhat obscured by the wagon. The half-orc leader pulls up the wagon, grinning from ear to ear. "Oi there, travelers, it's going to be a scorcher today, ain't it? Where might you find folks be heading?" As one of the party members begins to respond, the atmosphere takes a sudden turn. 3 fighters spring from the wagons, crossbows at the ready, aimed at the party. The half-orc leader's grin widens as a tall, imposing half-elf man emerges from behind the wagons, casually strolling to her side. "Oh dear, it seems our luck is running high today," she says with a sigh, a touch of theatricality in her voice. "You see, we're not just simple merchants. No, we have a more lucrative side business." She pauses for dramatic effect. "We capture unsuspecting travelers and sell them into slavery up north. Quite the profitable venture, I assure you." The party takes in the situation, weapons at the ready, but vastly outnumbered. The half-orc leader continues, "Now, we could give my team a bit of sport and see how you all fare in a fight, or you could accept the situation and come along quietly. The choice is yours." And that is where we'll finish for today, dear friends.
No, you can't stop there, Quentin. That's wicked of you.
I agree with Lilibet. Surely you can't leave our party like that. How are we going to get out of this one? I didn't even see it coming. Fantastic.
Great session, QT. Really fun cliffhanger you've left us on there. I'm going to be stewing this one over in my mind until next we meet.
I agree with my fellow adventurers. Very unfair of you to cut the session short there, but you do leave us wanting for more. Bravo.
Ah, my dear adventurers, what a session it has been. Our intrepid heroes found themselves tasked with the mysterious mission from the secretive Reynold, ventured forth from the city and stocked up on supplies at the fabulous Faithful Goods Emporium. But alas, their journey has taken a dark turn. They now find themselves at the mercy of a seemingly friendly caravan, which has revealed itself to be a ruthless band of slavers. With crossbows aimed and tensions high, our heroes must carefully consider their next move. Will they fight for their freedom, or surrender to their captors' nefarious desires? As we eagerly await the next chapter of our thrilling adventure, remember to stay tuned, dear listeners. Until then, remember, in the realm of Dungeons & Dragons, every roll matters. Farewell, and may your rolls be ever in your favor.